Let me introduce you to 5 of the hottest ChatGPT gurus on LinkedIn right now. These are people who taught me a great deal of what I know about ChatGPT. People I believe you too should be following if you want to take your prompting skills to the next level. So I have curated some of their best posts, so you don't have to, and in this video, I'm going to share them all with you. Hey, what's up everyone, Ronnie here. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will talk about prompt engineering. Again, yes, because this is a very important skill that everybody's talking about. So the concept of this video is that I'm going to introduce you to 5 of the people whom I follow on LinkedIn, from whom I have learned a lot about ChatGPT in particular and AI on a more broader context. And the way I want to show you these people is by showing you their work, showing you their posts, what they are talking about on LinkedIn. So without further ado, let's jump into the presentation and start with the first person. All right, so the first person I want to introduce to you is someone who shares advanced ChatGPT prompts, and these prompts are mostly designed for content creators. That is his target audience. His name is Ruben Hassid. All right, tagline, master AI before it masters you. So that is pretty catchy. Talks about AI, OpenAI, ChatGPT, AI content, and artificial intelligence. I believe he's from France, he's in Paris. We can see here that over 125,000 people follow Ruben on LinkedIn right here. So the first thing I always do when I check someone new that I consider following on LinkedIn is to just simply go through their profile. Okay, so we can see that the different topics he talks about are some of my interest. So what I would usually do, I would just scroll down, see what's featured right here. So we can see that he has a complete ChatGPT pack. Right here comes with 1600 plus ChatGPT prompts, curated tool list, free weekly videos, etc., etc. So that's just his commercial offer. That is what he's trying to sell. Okay, so I'm not so interested about this. On the other hand, what I am most interested about is his activity. So in order to see what people post on LinkedIn, you have to, from their profile, scroll down a bit to the activity section right here, should be way up on their profile. And then you want to locate this button right here that says show all activity. So click on that and you should land on something like this. All right. And what you want to do is to filter Ruben's activity by either post, and you will see everything that he has posted, or if you want to go one step further and you know this person shares a lot of carousels, for example, which is one of the most popular form of content on LinkedIn, clicking on documents will show you all of the carousels. Okay, so here we can see that it is the case. We see all of Ruben's carousels right here under document. Guys, before we go any further, just want to let you know, I made it super easy for you, all right? You know me, I don't want you to work too hard when you watch our videos. So there will be a link in the description of this video where I left a Canva document with all of the people I'm talking about. So there will be direct links to their LinkedIn profiles, all of the posts I'm gonna be showing you, and some more stuff that I left in there for you. So yeah, maybe you should pause the video for a sec, open the link, maybe on another tab, and have that on the side so that you can also follow along what I'm gonna show you in the rest of the video. All right, back to Ruben's profile. For each of these LinkedIn creators, I have curated 3 posts that I believe were very relevant, very interesting. And I want to start with Ruben's first and most interesting post. I'm not gonna review each of these 3 top posts in details in this video, otherwise it's gonna last over an hour and I don't want that, but probably talk about the most relevant one, and then the rest will be in the document I just mentioned. So the one post from Ruben that I really liked was this one right here. ChatGPT Basics, 2 prompt template to write any blog post. So this is basically a carousel, 38 pages, and he explains how to use ChatGPT to write detailed blog posts. And he does that with only 2 main prompts, okay? So let's go ahead and start flipping through the pages of this carousel. Don't lie to me, I saw you're trying to use ChatGPT the wrong way. And he gives an example of someone writing a prompt in order to try to get ChatGPT to write a blog post. The prompt is way too basic. And he gives an example, write a blog post on green investment. ChatGPT will write a blog post, but the blog post is gonna be too generic, okay? Don't ever do that again. So I like that Ruben has humor, he uses GIFs, and memes, and that's pretty fun to follow. So you can expect from this carousel like how to write an entire blog post on any niche or topic with just 2 prompts. And then he explains that for creating these prompts or these super prompts is going to be using a scrumptious template. Yes, that is a word. So this is the template. Act like desired expertise to write the blog post, craft a blog post that provides a detailed overview of features and benefits. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You will see that there are parts between squared brackets, and there is this prompt template that you should be using in order to prompt ChatGPT. But Ruben, I can type this. This is too long. Like, am I supposed to type all of this stuff? No, you can copy paste the template from the caption of this post. If I scroll back up, you can see right here, prompt 1, he left us the entire copy of the post. Thank you, Ruben. This is very thoughtful. So back to our super prompt right here. Let's continue and see what is. So let's pull it to the test. Okay, so step 1, you need to generate an SEO list of words. Okay, so for that, it shows you again how he's going to prompt ChatGPT to do this. Act like an SEO expert. Generate a list of words you should include on a blog post around, and then he uses green investment, but you can put any topic right here. Share only the words separated by comma, and then ChatGPT will generate a list of keywords separated by comma that then he will be using in the prompt later. So me, on the side, I also tried this prompt. I wanted to see if the prompt was any good before even presenting it to you. So what I did, I tried to generate a blog post about font pairing. How can you easily, effortlessly pair fonts with a platform called What the Font? This is a fictional product from a fictional company. So I pretend I am the owner of a platform which pairs fonts automatically together to create beautiful typography designs. And the product is called What the Font. It's an actual product, but I just use this as an example to see what kind of blog post it would generate. And you can see how I use Ruben's prompt to create my own blog post and how I prompted ChatGPT from this page right here in the presentation that I left for you. So if you click here, you should access this conversation between me and ChatGPT. So I said, act as an SEO expert. Generate a list of words you should include on a blog post around font pairing. Okay, so it gave me the list of keywords. And guys, just a heads up, while creating this prompt and creating my blog post about font pairing, I was using ChatGPT Plus, which is the paid version of ChatGPT. And being a paid user allows me to access different models right here. By default, if you're a free user, you can only access GPT 3.5 or the legacy model. But paid users will have access to the latest version of the model, which is GPT-4. But if you're a free user, don't worry, GPT 3.5 will work almost as well for creating blog posts. So that's just a parenthesis. So let's come back to Ruben's post right here. The second step is to find a list of data or an example. So here he gives another prompt to prepare ChatGPT. He says, act like a green investment activist. So that is the expertise that he believes will be highly needed to write a really good blog post about this one topic, green investment. Share a list of examples and data backed with science to support green investment. Okay, so that is his topic. What I did is to ask ChatGPT in my prompt to act as a master of calligraphy and typography. Share a list of great font combination of font pairing techniques. So he gave me a list of 10 font combination. Bodoni and Futura, Caslons and Avenir, Garamond and Guild Sans, etc., etc. And then he explains why these fonts will go well together. And then step 3 is to filling the blanks on the template, aka prompt number 1 right here, that Ruben leaves for us to leave with ChatGPT. So he shows right here how he did that, okay? And you will see from my presentation how I used it. So this is probably the heart of this prompt when you will create your entire prompt right here based on the template that Ruben left. And that is really where the power really lies. And if you follow the instructions in the carousel, you will see how Ruben uses the list of keywords that you generated quite high in the prompt. It says integrate strong SEO words like, and then you paste all of the list that was generated previously. Remember when you ask for a list of keywords? And then this is where the magic happened. Like ChatGPT wrote an entire blog post that was pretty well written. And I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but you will find that from my presentation. I left a link in the presentation that goes to this one page you are seeing right here so that you can see and judge by yourself if this post was of high quality or not. I personally think this first draft of the post was of already pretty high quality. But then the prompt doesn't stop here. Ruben goes further and he goes like this: my prompt, ChatGPT, your prompt. So have a look at the results. Okay, the result is pretty good, it shows you here, but stick with me. I will make this blog post go completely wild, okay? So how? With a new prompt. I really love this guy's humor. So the second prompt is prompt number 2 right here, that he also left in the description right here. This one is much smaller and it goes like this: act like a copywriting expert using the principles of FAB without mentioning it. And FAB stands for features, advantages, benefit. It's a framework that marketers use for writing copy for commercial use. So using the principles of FAB without mentioning it, rewrite what you just answered me with the exact same format. Also, use a few analogies, be bold, provocative, and funny. So here it gives like extra guidelines on the tone of voice and maybe something that ChatGPT should be using to give more personality to the blog post, okay? Prioritize surprise and uncommon ideas. So this is giving ChatGPT a broader set of instructions in order to better, I would say, define the style of the writing that we want to generate. Okay, so what happens next is that ChatGPT will rewrite the entire blog post with a very different tone of voice. And for me, this was quite mind-blowing. So I said, like, use the principles of FAB, rewrite what you just answered in the format, use a few jokes, be funny, witty, and helpful. Prioritize uncommon and bold ideas. And then ChatGPT went completely wild and he started writing everything on the theme wizards and magic and almost like Harry Potter-like. Just gonna read the first paragraph. It says, presto, font pairing sorcery. What makes What the Font the Dumbledore of typography tools? Our enchanted algorithm, of course. Harnessing the power of our vast font archives, it analyzes everything from font weight to letter spacing, creating miraculous font combinations that will have your audience under your spell. And the entire blog post has this feel of sorcery, wizardry, magical Harry Potter-like type of vibe going to it. And yeah, discover this from the presentation I'll leave you. This blew my mind. Okay, so this really shows me, okay, this Ruben guy with his 2 prompts right here and this carousel explaining to me like how to use it, he knows what he's talking about. So that was Ruben. That was an excellent post, excellent prompts, and I'm not the only one thinking this content was good. If you look at the reaction on this post on LinkedIn, like over 1,600 people liked or loved or enjoyed the post and 500 almost comments to this date. So I'm not gonna expand any more on Ruben. I highly recommend you start following him. In the presentation I left you, you will find 2 other post that I find valuable that you should probably check out. One is about turning ChatGPT into a LinkedIn viral post engine. So he explains like how to create viral LinkedIn content with another ChatGPT formula. So that is this slide right here with the link. And then the third post I selected from Ruben's is this other ChatGPT formula that will help you create an entire marketing campaign. So there you go. Absolutely check out Ruben Hassid. All right, moving on to the second person I believe you should follow on LinkedIn. And that is also someone that will help you craft better ChatGPT prompts. So a slightly different style than Ruben. I'm talking about Isabella Bedoya. All right, so this is Isabella's profile. And Isabella is dedicated to building a ChatGPT prompts and AI tool database in public. So she's building that website where it's kind of like a prompt library and an AI tool library. And I'm going to show you that website in a second. It is also linked in the presentation. Creator economy expert, AI speaker, and prompt engineer. So she's from the United States, lives in South Carolina, and has a little bit over 17,000 followers. All right, so you can check her profile, you can see what she's doing. But again, what we are interested about is her activity right here. So I'm going to go to show all activity. And again, I'm going to filter this by the documents because what I want to see is Isabella's carousels. And among all of the carousels that she has created to date, I found this one that I really wanted to show you. It's called Anatomy of a ChatGPT Prompt, okay, by Isabella Bedoya. So this carousel will show you how to craft a great ChatGPT prompt. So let's go over it. And this guy, I'll show you the anatomy of a ChatGPT prompt, including the best practices. So I'm going to skip to this a little bit faster. And this is, yes, in a nutshell, the outline of a great prompt. First, you want to give it the act as instruction. So act as an expert, act as a specialist. Second, you want to give it some context. Third, you want to give the task or ask the AI a question. 4, you want to constraints or you want to set limitations. And then 5, you want to give it additional guidance. Okay, so that's, if you remember correctly, the previous post from Ruben, that's what he did basically with the blog post thing. In the rest of the carousel, Isabella will give you some examples of how to prompt ChatGPT to create a similar anatomy for your own prompts. Okay, so the act as instruction, for example, act as an award-winning copywriter. The context, for example, you're an expert in the field of environmental science and specialize in climate change. The task or question, for example, explain the consequences of rising sea levels on coastal communities. That is the task, etc., etc. The constraints or limitation, how to set these via this prompt right here, and then additional guidance. Please answer in a friendly and engaging manner. And then she goes on with a full example of the prompt. She tried the entire thing right here, and she breaks it down even more. So I really recommend, like the tone of voice, can write like Kevin Hart. I really recommend you discover this prompt right here because this really helped me develop more advanced prompts. Something I noticed in the space of AI is that people who are not so experienced prompting or using ChatGPT will tend to give it very basic prompts, very generic prompts with not enough context, with not enough information for the AI to really deliver great outputs. Example, well, write a blog post about font pairing. That is not enough information for ChatGPT to deliver outstanding outcome. You will get an outcome, but that would be generic, pretty much what everybody else will be getting. Now, if you do the extra work of really building your prompt following this framework that Isabella is sharing with us right here, you will end up with a much more elaborated answer, a much more, I would say, particular tone of voice, a much more customized outcome to your taste, to your specific needs, I would say. So this one is my favorite from Isabella, but she has other ones. She has this one right here about combining ChatGPT and Canva and the bulk create function of Canva to create very quick LinkedIn carousels. So the link will be here in the presentation. And then she has this other one right here of how she gained 8,000 followers over the course of a weekend on LinkedIn. So she explains like how to create carousels that generate such engagement. And so all of the details of how she did that with the use of AI also right here on this post that she created. Great. Now, remember Isabella's profile on LinkedIn? She mentioned that she was building a platform in public about prompt library and AI tools. Well, let me show you how to access this website. The link is right here on this slide. And when you click on it, this is where you will land. So it's called AI tools and ChatGPT prompts. all right, from fame hackers. And you can search from here. You can search the entire website. It is free. You don't have to log in. So if you scroll down, you will see a couple of featured posts. This one right here invites you to connect with the community Isabella is building. It seems like they have their own Slack channel where they discuss all things prompting and ChatGPT and AI tools. So I haven't yet joined this channel because I don't have a lot of time. But if this is something you would like to do, you can join the Slack channel from this post right here. And then she talks about the AI tools, but also the different prompt techniques, the different prompt examples. So let's find one, for example, social media prompts. Let's see. Social media prompts, create number social media posts for platforms that are designed to goal. Perfect. Like you can find here, conduct social media audit. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different social media prompts right here that you can copy and use directly in ChatGPT. So that is pretty cool. And if I come back to all the categories right here, I can see that she has graphic design, Canva prompts. Let's see what she has under Canva prompts. So from this page, you can find a bunch of different Canva prompts. So I think she means ChatGPT prompts that will help you become a better Canva designer. All right, I will let you explore Isabella's platform by yourself. She has a bunch of resources here for sure. So give it a good spin, try some of her prompts and see how they work for you. Personally, I think it's time we move on to the third AI guru that you should follow on LinkedIn. I'm talking a guy who can help you use ChatGPT to own your niche, and that whatever your niche is. He is an amazing marketer. His name is Lennon. Okay, this is his profile. AI Whisperer, 100K plus followers on Twitter, and about 19.5 thousand followers here on LinkedIn. All right, so if we scroll down, not to the activity just yet, but the experience, we can see that Rob now is a solopreneur. He decided to just work for himself. But before that, he has an expansive experience in marketing. Product marketing, director of marketing, associate director of marketing, etc. This guy is a marketing guy. He talks about AI with humor, writing. Like a lot of his posts are about copywriting techniques for marketers, marketing and entrepreneurship. All right, so again, we'll do the similar thing, go to his activity, show all activity, right here. And then we can filter by posts or by documents. If you filter by post, you will see a little bit of everything that he posts. But if you filter by documents, again, you should only see the carousels. And the one carousel I decided to show you in this video, you'll find 2 more in the presentation. But the one I decided to show you in this video is this one. You never realized ChatGPT could be used in this way. Okay, so the first slide starts like this. Everyone's using ChatGPT, but almost everyone is stuck in beginner mode. That's kind of what I was telling you before about the less experienced users using very basic prompts. So here in this carousel, he shares 10 techniques that will get you massively ahead of the curve while using ChatGPT. So let's dive into that because I'm really interested about this. So again, like simulate an expert, ask ChatGPT to play the part of a customer, a co-host, a talented expert, right? And then it will give you an example. You are a talented analyst, a top-tier market research firm, a graduate of Harvard Business School. Coach me to create content that connects with C-level executives at B2B SaaS companies. Okay, so that's very specific. He wants to reach to these potential target audience on LinkedIn with his content. So he needs to be coached. What open-ended questions do I ask? Prioritize uncommon expert advice. So this prompt will probably get you fire results if you are someone on LinkedIn trying to reach to B2B C-level executives in the SaaS industry. So yeah, just try this prompt. And like this, it goes on like challenge the conventional narrative. That's the technique number 2. An example of a prompt. Use unconventional prompts. Try using prompts that are more open-ended or abstract. This way you'll get unique and creative responses nobody else is getting. And that's really why I follow Rob and Rob's content on LinkedIn, because he's the guy who always tries to be different, like stand out. That's probably his marketing background. Like he needs to stand out by using unconventional prompt, by using out-of-the-box ideas of how to use the tools. Okay, so yeah, that's really something I learned from Rob right here. So yeah, describe feeling like an entrepreneur in 10 adjectives. So that's an example of an unconventional prompt. Ultra brainstormer, example, capture your writing style. So this one is a good one. This one is actually something I did and I already taught you in a previous video. So feed ChatGPT your writing. Ask it to help you create a style guide for future outputs. So okay, so the prompt goes like this. Analyze the text below for style, voice, and tone. Using NLP, create a prompt to write a new article in the same style, voice, and tone. And then you insert your piece of content that you have written that carries your tone of voice, your personality. Remember, I showed you how to do this in my using ChatGPT to rewrite your LinkedIn about section. I was using this same technique that I think I learned from Rob. I think that it's him that convinced me, that taught me how to use this technique. So I'm not gonna expand too much. I don't want this video to be super long, but yeah, Rob is your guy if you want to use the tool in a slightly different way, like in a more original, unconventional way. He is your guide. All right, so let me show you a little trick, because not all LinkedIn posts will have like Ruben's, like the entire prompt pasted in the caption. So what if you want to grab some of Rob's prompt from this carousel, but you don't want to copy the whole thing again in ChatGPT? Well, let me show you a trick with your phone. Whether you are an iPhone user or an Android user, this should work on both devices. It just works slightly differently depending on which operating system you're using. On Android, you will be using Google Lens to achieve the same result. So here on my iPhone, all I have to do really is to open my camera app, and there is this feature called live text that allows me to point my camera at a piece of text and just click on this little icon right here. That's the live text, and then the text will appear like so. I can select all and I can copy all, and now it is copied to my clipboard. So I could either use ChatGPT right here on my phone, or I can use this other iPhone feature, and I'm not sure this works on Android though. It's called the universal clipboard. So if I come back to my computer right here, I can now paste the text that I copied from my phone in the clipboard. I can paste it right here. See, pasting from Ronnie's iPhone directly on another Apple device. So that's called universal clipboard. It works fine once it's set up. And yeah, I do have my prompt right here. So I can now just paste my little piece of content, and then it will start analyzing my tone of voice. That's just a little tip I wanted to share with you. This is something I do all the time. I have left 2 other interesting posts from Rob Lennon right here in the document, and one is about competitive advantage. It talks about these companies that are all trying to get into the AI space by building a feature, by building something that is just a feature really, and the dangers of bigger companies like OpenAI or Microsoft just like launching this feature, and then this entire startup company that was based on this one feature kind of have no reason to exist anymore. So I found this one interesting. And then the last one right here is 5 traps that will sabotage your efforts using ChatGPT and similar technologies. So I would encourage you to have a look at these 2 other posts from Rob. Again, link in the prezzo. All right, moving on to the 4th person I think you should follow on LinkedIn, and this guy creates the best ChatGPT marketing post for you. So he will just scroll LinkedIn and Twitter and all of these spaces and figure out what are the best posts about how to use ChatGPT for marketers at this precise moment, and he will compile them all nicely together in a LinkedIn post for you. I'm talking about this guy right here called Alex Velinov, okay? Chief Technology Officer at Tag Digital. Talks about AI, pay-per-click, ChatGPT marketing and innovation. Lives in Glasgow, Scotland. Has 56,000 followers right here on LinkedIn. So that's already a great amount. Let's scroll down to see his experience. So he's been in the same company, Tag Digital, for a very long time. He's the Chief Technology Officer in this company. Head of PPC. So this guy is the advertising guy. He's the PPC guy. He has really strong skills in performance marketing, PPC and SEO expert, as you can see. So yeah, quite technical. But what I really like about Alex's content right here on LinkedIn is his curated list. This is what they look like. The cover is very basic. It says ChatGPT for marketing part, and it goes from 1 to 12 as of the time of shooting this video. But this will continue. Not sure if he publishes these every week or every second week, but there is a bunch of them already. So this is what the post looks like. It's just a post, like an image, but the caption is what's really interesting, because in these captions, he will just list a bunch of other articles that he found relevant, and they're all about using AI or ChatGPT for marketing purposes. So here you will find known names like our friend Ruben right here. So what he gives you here is a curated list of articles by people he follows. So 7 proven tricks to get from zero to prompt engineer. We've talked about this one. AI image generation workshop. 5 more prompts you can steal to 5x your sales and marketing effort. How to use ChatGPT to improve what I write, etc., etc. So every list here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different posts, and then he lists all of the other posts in his marketing series. So you see part 1, part 2. So this really is a nice library. You could easily spend half a day, if not an entire day, reading, going down the rabbit hole. And once you're done with like round 11, you've read all of these 9 posts, you could go to another edition, like let's say part 4, and you click on part 4 and you will have like 10 or so new posts right here that you can just start learning from. So this is amazing. I really love his concept of linking back and forth on LinkedIn. I would almost consider this as a newsletter, but right there in the form of a LinkedIn post. And this also should help you discover new people to follow. And here in this one, he actually uses a clickable link to the name of these creators. So for example, Sam Shuchan right here is someone else that I follow, and I discovered him. Don't remember what led me to this guy's profile, but maybe it was one of Alex's ChatGPT for Marketing newsletter. I don't know, don't remember. So definitely this series will 1, educate you, 2, save you a lot of time because you don't have to search for yourself, and 3, help you discover more people to follow and go deeper down the rabbit hole. Okay guys, we made it to the last of the 5 gurus I wanted to introduce to you today. I hope you are enjoying this video. I understand it is a bit longer. I wanted to take my time and show you, not just like show you a list of 5 guys, like I could have done that in a simple community post, but I wanted to show you how to really extract the value from this post, from these creators, and also show you the research I did to really select some of their best content, because when you browse their profile, it won't just jump at you like what are the best posts. It takes a bit of time to make them emerge from all of the content that is on LinkedIn. So if you appreciate this video so far, I would love it if you could give me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. We talk about AI, we talk about Canva, how to get the most out of all of these tools as content creators. Now, let's jump into the last one of these gurus. This guy is one of the top dogs, one of the top voices for AI for sure, and he will understand where AI is going. What are the hottest news in the AI space? I'm talking about Steve Nouri, okay? So he's a chief AI evangelist, founder, has over 1 million followers, actually almost 1.5 million followers here on LinkedIn. This guy is a top guy. So I would definitely recommend you follow people like him. You won't find ChatGPT prompts in his content. He's not going to try to sell you a course, but he's going to show you where the industry is going, because that's the kind of sphere he navigates into, okay? So let's quickly go over 3 posts that I selected that were posted by Steve. The first one is this one right here, and it goes like this. Don't have time to watch long YouTube videos? Well, ChatGPT can summarize any YouTube videos and answer questions you might have about it. Okay, so here he shows you a plugin developed by YK Dojo. So this is a little screen recording of how this plugin works and how it can help you summarize YouTube videos. So I'll let you discover this screen recording right here, but it's pretty cool because we don't yet have access to the ChatGPT plugins, but he does because he's a top guy, I told you. So that was one. Another post that I found super interesting is this one right here. It's a carousel where he explains all of that buzz around the auto GPT agents. Okay, so if you've been following the AI actuality recently, you probably have heard about these AI agents. Okay, auto GPT has arrived. If you want to know what they are, what they can do, I would recommend you scroll through the pages of these carousel right here. And then the last post from Steve's recent post on LinkedIn that I selected for you is this TED Talk talk right here from Greg Brockman, who is one of the OpenAI co-founders. And in this particular video, he talks about all of the potential of these ChatGPT plugins that are going to be hitting us very soon once they are released to the general public. So he explains what they do, how people will be able to use them, and really showcase all of their potential. So in a nutshell, if you follow Steve Nouri, you will be in the know of what's going on with AI, what's going on with not just ChatGPT, but all of the generative AI tools. Whew, double sweat here because this was a very long tutorial and a lot of information has been passed on. Hopefully good information. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you're still with me at this stage, you are an absolute legend. You're a Team Rondi super fan because that means I kept your attention going for that long, and that's not an easy thing to do. All right, one last thing before I wrap up the tutorial is that in the presentation you will find 3 more people that didn't make it to my top 5 but are still very interesting people to follow on LinkedIn if you are really serious about learning AI and improving your prompt engineering skills. So these are the 3 people. I'm not going to extend any more on them, I'm not going to share their content, but I will let you discover them by yourself. Alright guys, I'm gonna leave you with our generative AI playlist right here with more tutorials like this one, and all I have to do is to thank you for your attention, for learning with us. I will see you in the next video.